I've seen environments uh, where the attacker has entered the organization schema, I would say, or the network, I would say, for more than 6 months.
Oh.
And he has played a silent role, staying within the organization, trying to understand the strengths of the organization. And one fine day, the entire organization gets into a doom.
Hi everyone, this is Naaz and I work as an assistant manager business development at Sandbox Security. And so welcome to Sandbox section, and we are here to talk with expert today about what's going on cybersecurity. And today I'm joined by Mr. Shameer Sharif, who's been a leader in the industry from past 15 years and helping organization here in the UAE with to stay resilient and reduce the risk. So Shameer, thank you so much for joining us today. And thank you so much for joining us today, and we are really glad to be, that you are part of our podcast. So, welcome again. And to start with, Shameer, can you tell us a bit about yourself and the experience in this field?
First of all, Naz, I would like to thank you so much for having me in the Sandbox session. So as you rightly highlighted, I have been working very closely with the UAE governments. And prior to working with UAE governments, I was working for some of the US and UK related clients. And I was also playing a very vital role in India, supporting governance, risk and compliance as a part of the organizations. So basically my role when I started, I was keenly focusing more on service management. Then from the service management, I moved into the organizational controls, try to understand how does a control works in every organization, what controls meant for an organization. And one thing which is highly important, which I would like to discuss is, so my role as a GRC, head of GRC, is basically focusing more when an organization gets into a crisis, and if there are continuity related issues, how peacefully an organization handles it.
Okay.
Because not every organization is meant to handle when a crisis happens.
Very true.
Or when a service continuity issue happens. How do you handle them? Because there are n number of attacks which is happening across the world, especially during the time of crisis. It is more. Our organizations are more vulnerable. Are they really prepared to be a part of this particular attacks? So this is where the control plays a major role. To take it up in a more simpler term, I would say, think in a perspective that you are driving a Ferrari or a Porsche with no brakes. What will happen if you drive a Ferrari or a Porsche with no brakes? Or even respective of a Ferrari or Porsche, any cars in that perspective. So what happens is GRC comes as a control. Those controls are nothing but brakes. So these brakes are used to ensure that every organization applies it in a right time and ensure that you reach the destination safe and fast.
Yes. Yeah.
Right? So one more thing, challenging which I see is the organization, within an organization, the GRC sometimes called at the end stage. So this is where the block happens.
Yes.
So when a project is happening, when a vision is happening, if GRC is involved at the right time, the GRC will be an enabler for you than a disabler.
Yes, Shamil. I think that's a great explanation. And I want to know, for someone who's not an IT expert, how do you explain what actually GRC is?
Okay. So as I told you, I took an example of the car, right?
Yeah.
So think a person who knows to drive a car, okay? But managing only the wheels is not driving car.
Yeah.
So managing the wheels plus applying the brakes at right time.
Yeah.
Because these controls, as I told you, there are like n number of controls, n number of compliances within the world which has been developed. Why compliances are developed? To ensure that we are safe, secure and more resilient.
Yeah.
Right? So security is not resilient.
Yes.
There is a huge difference. So for a simpler term, I would like to say, the people who doesn't understand what GRC is, govern is nothing but to apply those controls and to ensure that you see those controls in a right way. Risks are nothing but when you're applying those controls, You are seeing what risk do we have within an organization, right? Because those controls are beautifully designed by experts, considering where we can fail, how we can fail, and how to come up from that failure, basically, for each and every organization. This applies in a normal life as well, right?
Yeah.
So you govern, and then you maintain your risks, and then you comply to those standards, basically. So this is what GRC, which is governance, risk, and compliance, is all about.
Yeah, thank you for that. Thank you for explaining it in a very easy way. So to start, let's look at the shifting ground, okay, and what's actually changing with risk like with risk like AI, new threats right now, and also I want to understand what are the biggest mistakes that companies are making today.
Okay. So AI is booming like something.
Yes.
It's an immediate crisis, I would call, if you don't apply the right controls in the right place. Because what happens is, today there are like the forum is open for anybody to use AI.
Yeah.
You need to assess what are the use cases that we would like to use AI at, right? Because today anybody can go copy the data, paste the data. The data can be a PII, personally identified information, right?
Yeah.
That can be applied, and they can copy the information of your Emirates ID, etc., and then they can use it in LLM, open LLM. Similar to that, think in a different perspective that there is a sensitive financial information which is available with you, and say a junior engineer or whoever is supporting on financial aspect, they just copy the data for some analysis and then they paste it in open LLM, so the data gets leaked.
Yeah.
So as a responsibility of an enterprise GRC, it is advisable that you see what business needs really, and then you apply specific controls. You evaluate the tools, basically, which tool would be helping us, whether the tool has the safety, security, as the tool storing our data on a day-to-day basis. If your Emirates ID and your financial information, say any sensitive codes that you use within the organization or your strategy, irrespective of anything. So once you hit enter into the LLM, it gets stored at the back end. It gets stored somewhere.
Yeah.
So do you have any assurance from the vendor that we will be discarding this information after a certain time? It's open market.
It's open market. True. Very true.
So the risk is huge. To answer your query, yes, the risk landscape is exploding like something now. There are multiple AI tools. So I always advise as a consultant and as a GRC expert to ensure that as a GRC leaders, you enable the right tools for your organization so that you keep your data safe.
Yes, as you were mentioning about AI, as we are talking about AI, so I think AI is actually you think that AI governance is actually important or is just a buzzword right now? And as you're mentioning that everybody are because the market is like every employee is using AI right now, and I want to understand what are the main risks you see companies are ignoring these days, and I also want to know like how can companies handle employees using the AI?
Okay, so from your previous question, which I was discussing about, right? So it's again the same thing, which I would like to a little bit try to explain it in a deeper way. Today, what happens is every organizations are coming up with specific model of LLMs. So they partner with LLMs and ensure that the organization try to see what the vendor has today. So they do vendor risk assessment, we call it basically. So are they when they are using their LLMs, is their LLM secured enough? What controls are you applying it in your LLMs basically? So the mistake that the organization make today is blindly go for any LLM and try populating your data inside. Free tools are not meant just to give you answers.
Yeah.
It is there to absorb what you have first, right?
Yes.
So don't trust the free tools just as it is and take it up in straight way. Just take it up just like that. No, don't do like that. So I always explain and request my clients before even you purchase any software, have an NDA signed.
Yes, that's very important.
Non-disclosure agreement is something that non-disclosing agreement is something that is highly critical for an organization to sign. The reason why I would like to stress, because there are chances when you don't sign an NDA, the vendor, you cannot bind your vendor basically.
Yeah.
Because there are possibilities that they can share this information with anybody they want. So in the NDA, you would be specifying the clauses that is required for your organization to be safe, and what you don't see that in the other organizations basically. So with the vendor, please sign an NDA. That is something that I have seen, like most of my clients, whomever I was consulting, they miss the NDAs. Secondly, assess where are the integrations that they have, because it is not just the third party that you deal with. The third party is hosting their data into fourth party and fifth party,
Yes,
and n number of parties.
Yeah.
So the risk is cascaded into multiple elements. So this is where there are amazing standards which help us supporting this. We have SOC 1 Type 1, SOC 2 Type 2. So there are multiple compliances that an organization, reputed organizations, go through n number of a series of checks basically. So try to screen the vendors in a right way and be an enabler for your organization by enabling the right tools. Again, I would like to highlight, not purchasing just a tool is a tool.
Yeah.
Purchasing a right tool at right time and enabling the business is where it matters a lot.
Yes, yes. As you said now, using the AI tool, I want to see, I want to know, at end of the day, who should really own this risk? So it's the business end, or as we always blame on the IT team?
That's an interesting question, I would like to say. Most of the cases, what happens, business will blame IT, IT will blame business.
Yes,
right?
That's a chain.
That's a chain.
Yeah.
Everywhere I have seen, like, businesses blaming IT, IT will say, no, it's all business issue.
Yeah.
Who is bringing in the real tools? So business is again bringing certain tools, IT is also bringing certain tools. So say there is a tool which enables the business, and the business requires that tool for some purpose. So it is owned by the business. IT requires certain tools. Example, security tools. It is taken care by IT, right? But there are business tools. It is taken care by business. So it depends on what type of tool that is causing issue. Wherever there is a risk in business, it has to be owned by business.
Yeah.
Wherever there is issues with security and other tools that is required for an organization, and which is maintained and managed by IT, it is IT's responsibility. So the ownership of this again depends on to whom these tools are going to be used for.
Yeah, that's very interesting, and I think this is the advice. I think everybody should own it. And Shami, you were discussing about GRC as a blocker innovation. So I want to know, do you see GRC as a blocker for innovation, or does it actually help? And I also want to know, what's your top advice for companies just starting their GRC journey?
Okay, so when we talk about enabler, right? Every organization doesn't see GRC as a disabler. So there are organizations who sees GRC as an enabler. So consulting the GRC at the right time will be an enabler for you. So if you come to the GRC just for the checkbox compliance, then GRC is going to be a disabler for you. The reason why, because there are security checks involved, control checks involved in every stages of a solution that you built with. So as I told you earlier, when a strategy is developed, as soon as a strategy is developed, you get into projects. When you get into projects, you started procuring tool. And when you started procuring tool, you go directly to the market. So the compliance starts during the time of strategy. The governance starts during the time of strategy. So the involvement of the GRC should be there from the start, not at the end.
Yeah.
So when you involve GRC, the GRC can guide you. Okay, example, let me highlight procurement. Let's take procurement as an example here. Procurement goes to the market and try to involve multiple vendors. So before even involving vendor, the process is designed by GRC for the procurement, along with the procurement. So there are n number of controls that the procurement has to oversee. Okay, how many vendors have we reached out to? Out of those vendors, what vendors are niche in the market today? And do we have any dependency? Does this vendor has any dependency on any other third party, fourth party, fifth party vendors, as I was highlighting? The reason why is there is a design checklist that supports and that is being supported and developed by GRC. So this is where GRC tries to control that our organization chooses the right vendor. because choosing the wrong vendor again is a risk.
Mm-hmm.
So it's not a sole responsibility of a GRC to choose the vendor,
Yeah.
but there are a number of controls. So those controls needs to be applied. Again, there are fraudulent risks.
Mm-hmm.
People in the procurement try to reach out to multiple vendors, and when the evaluation happens between commercial and technical, there are a lot of challenges which is faced.
Yes.
So the checklist design is incorporated by GRC controls. So that is why we say whenever you involve or whenever you start a project within the organization, your second question was like, how do you see GRC for the startups?
Yes.
So when a project is being started, please ensure that it is not, the projects are not run in a silo. Example, procurement developing their own process, HR developing their own process, IT developing their own process. So that's not the way. So it has to be an integrated approach so that each control talks to each other. So IT needs a vendor, okay, there is a control which talks about supplier management. HR needs a vendor for their tools, for enabling their tools, for enabling their processes, etc. Again, there is a control which talks about. So it should be an integrated approach than a siloed approach. Today, what is happening with an organization, multiple organizations, which I have consulted, is HR develops a policy. Again, somewhere procurement calls for a policy process development. So the consultants who come, they see only this as a scope, and then they don't align with the policies and then the controls that they are supposed to. So it has to be an integrated approach.
Yeah. And as you're mentioning about the controls, as we were talking about the control, I want to know what's one control most companies think they have, but they actually don't.
Okay. They think that MFA, let's take multi-factor authentication. It's a very interesting thing, multi-factor authentication. Why we have multi-factor authentication today? Because to ensure that we have multiple controls, and it is not easy for the attacker to attack our environment. But what happens today, business thinks, hey, why do I have to see my phone and then see the code and then they enter the code inside? Right? They just think, okay, just entering the password will fix that. That's not the case. The attacker can easily attack the password and steal your credentials. Right?
Yes.
So multi-factor authenticator is something that many organizations think that it is easy that we have multi-factor authentication, but not setting up the multi-factor authentication in a right way is also a problem.
Yeah,
because you are leaving door open, the front door open for the attacker to come directly.
Yes.
Once he steals your password, it is very easy for him to just directly enter, and he takes he logs in as a normal employee. I've seen environments where the attacker has entered the organization schema, I would say, or the network, I would say, for more than 6 months. And he has played a silent role, staying within the organization, trying to understand the strengths of the organization. In one fine day, the entire organization gets into a doom.
That's a biggest risk. So moving on, I want to understand, as you were mentioning about the third party risk, where do you see the biggest blind spots in current GRC programs, and also what's the most common root cause behind major incidents today?
Okay, behind major incidents there are multiple things. Okay, so let's see how many attacks we encounter today. Millions, right? Millions of attack. So when a major incident happens, it's not just that day an attack has happened. The attack has happened already. Okay, the attack has happened already. However, taking the control of the entire environment, the attacker has chosen that day. So is our SIM monitoring working fine? Are we testing it somewhere?
No.
This is where most of the organizations goes wrong. So the business continuity plays a vital role by testing our systems with multiple scenarios. So it is advisable we create multiple scenarios, test ourselves. I know it's annoying for multiple people to do the test, but we always advise, as a GRC professional, I also always advise that you keep basically testing your environment on a frequent basis. Then you get into a major incident and then you suffer.
Okay.
If a major incident happened and then you suffer, it not just only disrupts the operation, it spoils the reputation of the organization.
Very true. Yes.
It spoils the financial stability. If an attacker chooses to steal the entire information where you have not taken backups, what will happen? So this is where business continuity plays a vital role in testing to ensure that even though the major incident happened, how quickly we recover.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, thank you for that, Shamir. As we are discussing about the risk, I want to understand the risk management during the current situation during layoffs and cost cutting, and how do layoffs affect security risk?
Okay. Layoffs.
Yeah.
That is something that we have been hearing now a
No,
lot,
yeah,
right?
lot, yeah.
And many organizations, you would have seen that layoffs are happening. When an employee leaves the organization or asked to leave the organization, do you think he's happy?
No, not at all.
Not at all.
Yeah.
We all wake up with a very fresh mind that we will go for work, but suddenly when we see this, we may not be happy, right?
Yes.
So, disgruntled employee is always a threat.
Mm.
Okay, but again, it's not something that we can control,
Yeah.
but we can control our data.
Yes.
That is where you need to have the right controls of data leakage prevention. Basically, we say this, right?
Mm-hmm.
How is your data getting leaked into the market? Mm-hmm. What controls do you have today? Do you have Gmail enabled, Google Drive enabled?
Yeah.
There are n number of platforms where you can just upload your data easily.
Yeah.
And I've seen some organizations with USB enabled, even at this era we are talking about.
Mm-hmm.
So many think that USBs are just enabled, and many think that okay, by enabling the USB, we already have a EDR control. Why do we need USB?
Yes.
It's okay. Let the USB control, let it be open. Why do we have to block the USB control by it's not that way. So attacks can happen at any time.
Mm-hmm.
How do you prevent your data?
Mm-hmm.
Because you used a right term during the layoffs. How do you see?
Yeah.
So during the layoffs is where the employees can upload the data into any platform if you leave the platforms open. Your USBs, if it is open, they can just copy paste your data,
Yeah.
and they can use it anyway.
Yes.
Say they have your network architecture, they have your system architect. How does your cloud works? Because the employees whom you are firing,
Yes.
they know the loopholes.
Yeah.
So as a GRC professional and as an information security professional, I always ensure my organizations have the right control. The attacks are not just direct attacks, there are silent attacks,
Yeah.
which you may not be able to know and detect through your EDR. Your EDR will fail at most of the instance. And your DLPs will not your DLPs will not be able to see these controls basically, because an employee uploading the information, where does he upload? How does he upload? How do we control it? There is something called as data classification. When you are classifying the data as internal, okay, that is meant only for the internal use. When you are classifying for public, and you are using it publicly.
Yeah.
But when a disgruntled employee is trying to upload the information, not all files are public. He cannot make that file from confidential to public ASAP, right?
Yeah.
There may be n number of files. This is where the data classification, data leak prevention matters a lot when an employee layoffs are happening. When an employee layoffs are happening, please see whether these employees are uploading their data into the private networks or private drives. That is one thing that I would like to highlight a lot. And I have also seen that not classifying the data in a right way will hit the ball in a very, very wrong shape. So when you don't classify it in a right way, it is easy for them to upload everything.
Everything. Yes.
So who is monitoring that classification today? Do we have somebody to monitor?
I think no one.
Right?
Yeah.
Okay. So we were also touch basing on the privacy element, if you remember, during the starting of this podcast.
Yeah.
So with the PII information.
Yes.
Today, UAE is very strict when it comes to PII, when it comes to research data, when it comes to health information. There are multiple service providers whom we have been seeing. How are you securing your information today? Have you chosen the right partner to do that? Who has evaluated them?
Yeah, I think that's very challenging.
Challenging thing.
Yeah.
So choosing the right consultant matters a lot. The experience of the consultant into various domains, I would say, not just cybersecurity. Cybersecurity connected with your business continuity, connected with your data privacy. All this with your service management experience matters a lot to manage your services.
Yeah. Yeah. Moving on, next I want to understand about resilience, and I want to know the difference between cyber security and cyber resilience, and how do you build a resilient culture instead of a paper compliant one?
That's a I feel this question is something that I have seen in every organizations when I walk in. Okay, they say I'm compliant to ISO 20000. I'm
We also
compliant to
heard-
22301,
Yeah.
27001, etc. Okay,
Yeah.
when we evaluate their controls, okay, we have also seen that the external audits which are happening, they are just like a paper compliant. You do it, okay. You see, maybe like they pick like 2-3 samples example, and then they're done. So people are showing like where they are really good at, but where they are really bad at, only the internal employees know. The external auditors don't see that.
Yeah.
Right. The challenge here, what I see is paper compliant is just like a paper pusher. That's where people start telling GRC is just a paper pusher.
Yeah.
So every organization has to change this mindset, because at this era of attacks which is being happened, it is not like same how it was like in 2008 or 2005. It is increasing. AI is supporting these attacks in a way that you cannot imagine.
Yeah.
Okay, so don't just be a paper compliant or a paper pusher. It depends on the controls that you have actually implemented. Is your cloud really secured enough?
Yeah.
Are you doing any maturity assessment on your cloud? Are you doing any cyber security assessment, maturity assessment on your cyber security?
Yeah.
How is your business continuity working today? You also said that resilient, right?
Resilient.
Security versus the resilient,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah.
So we talk about the security.
Yes.
So about the resilience is the important thing. Attacks may happen, n number of attacks.
Yeah.
How will you be able to survive that attack? That is where the resilience matters. When somebody is attacking you, okay, my system goes down, that's absolutely fine. I can recover in another 1 hour. That is where the real resilience is. When you say, I have not backed up my backup data, I have not backed up my configurations, I don't have any baseline for the configuration which I did, and I don't have anything today. To rebuild the system, it takes months and months.
Agreed.
The organization cries. I've seen many organizations, when a doom day comes, they sit and cry. Their employees work, instead of 8 hours, they work for 16 hours a day, 20 hours a day. They just go for 4 hours sleep and come back, because they know the pain. So this is where we say, start with security, start involving the right consultants while doing the right things, and ensure that you're always resilient in your matters.
Yeah. Yeah. And as we are discussing about resilience, I want to understand what are your 3 golden rules for organizational resilience.
Okay. One is do the business impact assessments in a right way.
Okay.
Today, organizations are taking business impact assessments very light. They do it just for the IT.
Yes.
IT is not just using the systems. Business goes to the market, bring a number of tools. And these business tools sometimes are managed in SaaS. Right?
Yes.
Okay. Think in a perspective that a small zone, a country which is very small, they have their data center, primary data center in a 100-kilometer radius, and their disaster DR center in a maybe like 150-kilometer difference. Okay, the difference between both is 100 kilometers. If a crisis happens, zone A goes down, zone B has a chance of going down ASAP.
Yeah.
Are we diversified?
No.
No. Where does our data stays? Within our country. Some of the countries which I have seen, like very small countries, they host their data in a very, I would say, it's not diversified. You need to diversify it. You need to have the contractual sanctions between multiple countries to ensure that your data is secured. if one zone is under a war or under a conflict or under a crisis, the other area is always your data is secured. Today, that's not the case.
Yeah.
Many countries I have seen, like small countries, are suffering with this. They need to diversify.
Yeah. And if a company is listening and could fix 3 things today, what should they do?
One is your MFA.
Yeah.
As I told you earlier,
Yes.
multi-factor authentication.
Mm-hmm.
You need to give a high importance on your multi-factor authentication, the passwords that we set.
Mm-hmm.
For 7 character, there is a number of days. For 8 characters, there is a number of days. There is a huge difference. So every organization has to understand that criteria and implement the right credentials. Because for the attackers to attack that particular password or crack that particular password is not easy when your password is lengthier and which has multiple characters, I would say.
Yeah.
Not just the alpha characters. You need to involve multiple different type of characters. But while configuring the multi-factor authentication, you need to ensure that you have configured it in a right way. Second is phishing attacks.
Yeah.
As I have been highlighting, in phishing attacks, there are like multiple different techniques that attackers use. Who is doing these simulation testing today? Within our organization, are we doing it? No, not all organizations are doing. Most of the organizations are doing it just for the compliance.
Yes.
But are we really compliant on these phishing attacks? If a real attack happens like this, will you be able to sustain? So you need to check these things. Okay, that I have not seen. And the third one is on the identity management. How do you manage your identity? If you don't manage your identity at right place, then again it's an issue. So the golden rule is manage your MFA, ensure that you are ready for all your phishing attack, provide good awareness training to all your employees on the phishing attacks. And any attacks happen because your employees are the first level of defense. If they are unaware, they see that similar domain of your organization, they click it.
Yeah.
The moment they click.
Yeah, I think this awareness is very important, and I believe that organizations should take this
seriously.
And also, I want to, lastly, I want to know, like, what are the 3 things our listeners should do, to protect themselves personally?
Okay, to protect themselves personally, from the crisis, I would say, so have the right controls in a place. Don't just be taking up GRC controls just as the paper pusher or just the paper related compliant controls. It's not that case. So take it very seriously. Be ready for your audits. If an audits are happening, please ensure that your audits are not just audits. You are compliant, so your compliance should be the byproduct of your audit. You just don't build controls only for the audit purposes. The third thing I would like to say is always stay resilient. Assess the organizational impact and ensure that you build your disaster recovery for all critical services that you do. Don't just take this in a very lighter way, because the attacks that what we are seeing today in the market is not easy. Many executive leaderships where I have seen. Okay. When you go to an executive leadership asking, okay, I need this tool for this purpose, they say, why do we have to spend money? It's so expensive. But when you ask it in a different tone, it's nothing but, okay, if an impact happens, what is the revenue that we are losing?
Yes.
Yeah.
This
You
is
got
the
the difference.
challenge that we face, because when we are approaching the companies, they come out like, we don't have a budget for this, because they think about the budget, but they don't think what are they losing.
Yes.
Yeah.
So this is where I said, like, do your business impact assessment in a right way. And when you do, you get to know all your critical systems and critical services. So from your critical services, you tag to your critical systems. And for those critical systems, please ensure that you have a DR. Wherever active is required, active passive is required. Try to ensure that you build them in a right way. If not, I would like to highlight, you're losing a lot.
I think this is
if not, you're losing a lot. So this is what I am telling. Beyond the checkbox, there is a real risk and real war.
Agreed. Yes. So moving on, I want to, everybody are facing, some impact now because of the war. So let's get into the war and conflict, and how is the global situation actually changing the way, companies handling the security?
Okay, that's an interesting question. during the crisis, you would have seen there are like multiple attacks, as what we were discussing. The company who has implemented the right controls, they're able to survive. The companies who have not implemented the control, they're taking the hit, and then it's impacting their operations in a real time.
Yeah.
So resilience is not just in a cybersecurity. Even in your operational, there are IT systems, there are OT systems. Even in your operational technology, how resilient are we?
Yeah.
So the war or the crisis, it is highly important how we operate. Where is our resilience in this? And what is the budget that we have? Again, when it comes to resilience, it's all about budget. So this is where I said, when you go to a CEO or an executive leader, just don't mention that we need this tool.
Yeah.
Just don't mention that we need this for this particular operation.
Yeah.
What if we lose this? So do a 360-degree of analysis. Try to understand the impact more. And then you go back and then you ask for the right budget. Definitely you will
I
get
think
that
we
budget.
should show them the negative side
Of course.
first.
Of course.
Then, putting up the what the tool is helping or what we are helping.
Of course.
Yeah.
Of course. This is where when you develop a strategy also,
Yeah.
you go more deeper. If I don't have this project, what is the impact I get?
Yeah.
From there you scale.
Yeah. Yes. So, how does the current global conflict, the change of GRC landscape?
A lot, I would say. So people have taken GRC more, I would say, like they are considering nowadays. The reason why is when everything goes down, this is when they start thinking about the controls.
Yeah.
If we would have done this earlier,
Earlier.
the if question comes when they see the doomsday.
Yeah.
When an organization sees the doomsday, they think, oh, I should have implemented this back then. And I have seen this. Literally nowadays, you would have seen the opportunity for the GRC, business continuity and information security is high.
Yeah. Yeah.
Reason why? Because when you see something, okay, it's not my cup of tea. This is when it happens. Oh, I should have done this earlier.
Yeah. The ifs.
The ifs.
Yeah, true. And how can GRC protect an organization against the state-sponsored, threats?
It's all about the sanctions. So again, the state-sponsored threats that we have been seeing is now a lot.
Yeah.
Right? It's increasing as what we speak about. So it again depends on the geopolitical risks what we see today, and it's all aligning with them. So what we see today is impacting the organizations, and I would say that people have to take it more serious.
Yeah, hopefully. And I want to, with what's happening, is the cloud still the safest place for a company's data?
Cloud is always the safest place is what I would say. But if you remember, I was also telling you that we need to have this diversified hosting.
Hostings, yeah.
So since you asked me this question, let me highlight. A place with a country with say maximum of 300 or 400 kilometer radius. If you're hosting a data in one region, and if you're hosting a data in the other region which is just of 100 kilometer difference, if anything goes down on the primary site, there is an easy chance of secondary site being hit ASAP. And if the data is destroyed in that data center, your entire data is wiped out.
Yeah,
Entire data is wiped out. This is where we keep telling the organization, sign up a contractual commitments with a diversified locations and try to see how the data goes.
Yeah.
And hosting the data is not just like we are resilient. The data platform part may be okay. However, is your data really communicating when you're cutting down your primary site? Have you ever tested it?
I think we are not.
This is where I'm telling that do the DR testing. Your disaster recovery testing is highly important by calling out multiple scenarios. Example, I would like to take some of these scenarios. We have an airport and we have the company closely just like in a 5 kilometer or 10 kilometer radius within the airport. I mean nearby the airport, you say. If there is a chance of flight crash and my data is hosted in my data center within my company, what would happen? The data is gone.
Yeah.
Okay. So this is where when you host the data from one cloud to another cloud, at least keep some safer distance. There are like experts who can guide you what is the safest distance. Call out all the scenarios where if analysis, as I told you, if this goes wrong, what will happen if a flight crash happens? Where's the data? Okay, my company is situated next to a petroleum institute or a petroleum power plant, petroleum plant or a power plant. If a fire happens, incident, it spreads.
Yeah, it's a natural disaster and nobody
disasters.
can, prevent it.
So that is when the cloud is really the safest part, but where you are hosting it, it matters a lot.
It matters a lot. Yeah. Thanks for that. And I want to wrap it up where what is the future of GRC heading? Where do you see that GRC is heading? This generation or the next generation.
Being AI booming, okay? And AI, as I told you initially, it's an immediate crisis.
Yeah.
GRC is scaling up very fast. You need to scale up. Every company needs to scale up. If you don't scale up when you are implementing AI, if you don't scale up by implementing the right controls into the organization, then be ready for the doomsday. If any attack happens again, any of your controls goes wrong, it can lead you into multiple disaster, reputational damage, financial damage, operational damage. Where are we? So involve GRCs and ensure that you apply the right controls when you start the project. Don't call the GRC at the end of the time. Your GRC is always your partner with whom you can closely work with within an organization, and apply the right controls. That's my advice.
Yeah, I think that's a most important thing. And a final takeaway, Shamir, I want to understand, like, what should leaders do differently tomorrow in the future? Like, what's differently the leaders should be doing when this, as you mentioned. So,
don't just discuss policy. I would say leaders don't just discuss on the strategy and on the business only. Always discuss on the resiliency.
Yeah.
Discuss on your security.
Yeah.
If you don't discuss your security and your resiliency part, what is backing up tomorrow for your organization is not just the business. Business is one part. The leaders needs to understand something, that having the right security, right business continuity controls can keep your customers happy. Because if your customers are not happy, the business, whatever the leaders are talking today, tomorrow it's going to be ending soon.
Yeah. Yes, very true. And Shamir, that's all for today. And thanks again for joining us and sharing your insight. And it's been pleasure to have you for our podcast. And I believe that we shall have more podcasts in the future and discuss more about resilience or business continuity. And I want to discuss, like, whatever the experience that you have. We want our our leaders or the listeners to be aware of this, and it will be useful for everyone. So thank you so much for being part of our podcast.
Thank you so much, Naaz. Thanks for having me here. It was really amazing talking to you. And through this, I wish this podcast will reach out to multiple leaders where they can take right call and right time.
Yeah.
Because it's all about the business plus GRC.
GRC, yes.
If you don't have proper control, proper security, proper business continuity, and proper service management, if you don't manage your services, tomorrow your business is going to end.
And
because nobody will be happy if no right controls are in place. You will end up. So this is where I would request the leaders to take it up. And first of all, I would like to thanks a lot for this. Yeah. Thank you, Naaz.
Thank you. Thank
Take
you so
care.
much, Shamir.